Good day, everybody. We will be reading Vasistha Yoga today. I don't have the expertise or the time to go through the whole backstory of what Vasistha Yoga is, so we'll simply start off with the foreword and we'll do chapter 1 and passage 1 for the day. I'll go through a brief explanation, my own opinions, thoughts on it. It is not an expert's opinion, it is not a scholarly opinion, but take it as food for thought. So let's begin with the foreword. The book Vasistha Yoga is a translation into English accompanied by brief expositions by Swami Venkatasnananda of the Divine Life Society, Rishikesh, India, of the well-known Vedanta treatise in Sanskrit, the Yoga Vasistha. The Swami has arranged the verses of the book in such a way as to convert them into a rosary of daily thoughts throughout the year on the lines of his two other books already published, namely the Srimad Bhagavatam, or the Book of God, and the Bhagavad Gita, or the Song of God. The Yoga Vasistha has been a favorite book of spiritual seekers in India these several centuries. Its special appeal lies in its thoroughly rational approach and in its presentation of Vedanta as a philosophy which dares, like the Bhagavad Gita, to bridge the gulf between the secular and the sacred, action and contemplation in human life through a comprehensive and lofty spirituality. The reader will come across passages such as the verse entry, chapter 2, passage 18, highlighting the importance of the reason. The remark of even a child is to be accepted if it is in accordance with reason, but the remark of even Brahma himself, the creator of the world, is to be rejected like a piece of straw if it does not accord with reason. It is this philosophy of comprehensive spirituality, rational and practical, that man in the modern age needs to rescue himself from his stagnation of worldliness and put him on the high road of creative living and fulfillment. Swami Venkatasnananda, who has been working untiringly for decades to spread the life-giving message of yoga and Vedanta in East and West, has done a great service to spiritual seekers far and wide by bringing out this translation of the Yoga Vasistha in the wake of his translation of the other three great books. The Children Yoga Trust of Elgin, South Africa, deserves the silent thanks of readers for publishing these three books of the Swami and helping to broadcast far and wide the life-giving, purifying and inspiring ideas of eternal India, Amat Bharat, in her Vedanta. Forewords by Swami Ranganathananda. Alright, moving on. Sorry if I probably butchered some of the names. I will try my best to learn on them for future chapters. Part 1 on dispassion. Chapter 1, Passage 1. Sutkisna, the sage, asked Sage Agastya, O sage, kindly enlighten me on this problem of liberation. Which one of the two is conducive to liberation, work or knowledge? Agastya replied, Verily, birds are able to fly with their two wings, even so both work and knowledge together lead to the supreme goal of liberation. Not indeed work alone, nor indeed knowledge alone can lead to liberation, but both of them together form the means to liberation. Listen, I shall narrate you a legend in answer to your question. There once lived a holy man by name Karunya, who was the son of Agnivesya. Having mastered the Holy Scriptures and understood their purport, the young man became apathetic to life. Seeing this, Agnavesya demanded why Karunya had abandoned the due performance of his daily duties, to which Karunya replied, "Do not the scriptures declare on the one hand that one should fulfill scriptural injunctions till the end of one's life, and on the other that immortality can be realized only by the abandonment of all action? Caught between these two doctrines, what shall I do, O my Guru and Father?" Having said this, the young man remained silent. Agnavesya said, "My son, listen. I shall narrate to you an ancient lesson. Duly consider its moral, and then do as you please. Once upon a time, a celestial nymph named Suruchi was seated on a peak in the Himalayas, when she saw a messenger of Indra, the king of gods, fly past. Questioned by her, he informed her of his mission, which was as follows. A royal sage by name Aristhanami entrusted his kingdom to his son and was engaged in breathtaking austerities in Gandhamadana hill. Seeing this, Indra asked me to approach him with a bevy of nymphs and escort the royal sage to heaven. The royal sage, however, wanted to know the merits and the demerits of heaven. I replied, in heaven the best, the middling, and the least among pious mortals receive appropriate rewards, and once the fruits of their respective merits have been exhausted, they return to the world of mortals. The royal sage refused to accept Indra's invitation to heaven. Indra once again sent me to the royal sage with the request that he should seek the counsel of sage Valmiki before turning the offer down. The royal sage was then introduced to the sage Valmiki. He asked Valmiki, "What is the best way to rid oneself of birth and death?" In reply, Valmiki narrated to him the dialogue between Rama and Vasistha. What I get from this paragraph or passage is that we sometimes believe that going to heaven is the greatest of achievements. But logically, when we think about it, to go to heaven, there is this innate egoistic desire to enjoy and have pleasure, and engage in hedonistic desires. Because what is everybody's idea of heaven? It is either to reignite relationships they've had on their earthly plane. It is to have plenty of food. It is have plenty of sexual pleasures. It is having beauty all around you. So sensory pleasure. It is having extraordinary powers, miracles, milky rivers, and flying angels, and that creates this atmosphere of utopia. So heaven is pretty much utopia. It is all the good things that we seek, but it is simply a cover behind all the hedonistic desires that we carry. And so to reach heaven is not an achievement. That's what I get from this passage. That whatever karma you've done, yes, you shall receive the rewards of your karma. That's either bad or good karmas. But then you shall again fall to the earthly plane to repeat that cycle. So the end goal is beyond the heaven. I think we'll explore more of that when we read about Vasistha and Rama's conversation further on. Until then, see ya.